We're going to move into our program. I'd like to welcome everyone here. This is a great day for the university, one we've been looking forward to for quite some time. I want to acknowledge that this new direction we're going in carries with it a lot of things that need to be done, and there are exceptional people that are in this room today that are making that possible. The vice presidents, the deans, the directors are all working with their counterparts at the system, and I want to compliment the system on the collegial nature of our interactions. We've never turned to them when they've turned us down. They've always been willing to go the extra mile, and we certainly appreciate that. I also want to acknowledge we have a lot of folks sitting in here, elected leaders, state and federal and local, who helped make this happen. This didn't happen simply because there was legislation dropped. It happened because people went up and spoke face to face with legislators, with the governor, and with other folks. And we could not have done it. So let's have a round of applause for our legislative elected leaders. I would also say the same thing about Victoria community leaders. The mayor, the county judge, all kinds of folks are here today who went out of their way to support this effort, and we are in their debt. Next year and beyond, we'll see a lot of changes here at the university, and you're here today to witness the first of that, the changing of the trademark for the university. And we're delighted to have it, and we're delighted to have the brand new Chancellor of the system, Glenn Hager. Now, the good news for you is that I know you didn't come here to hear me speak, so I'm going to sit down. And I'm going to introduce Dwayne Crocker, the mayor of Victoria, to say a few words.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Glenn. We appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity to be here and say a few words. Chancellor, great to have you here. I know it's not your first time, but I got to admit, this is the one I'm most excited about in terms of visit from you. So yeah, no, welcome. So glad you're here. And good morning, everyone. Today marks the beginning of an exciting new chapter, and not just for our university, but really for our entire region. With this transition, our hometown institution will officially become A&M Victoria. That name carries weight, it carries recognition, and it carries promise of expanded opportunity. And that opportunity is not just for our students, but it's for our city and for our region. But this is more than just a simple rebranding. In my mind, this is a historic milestone. And with that milestone comes opportunity. So as part of the prestigious A&M system, A&M Victoria will have access to more resources, broader academic offerings, and new programs tailored to meet the evolving needs of our region and our workforce. That means more pathways to success. That means stronger economic development and a greater investment in our community's future. But today is just the beginning. So the future success of A&M Victoria and the positive impact it can bring will depend on each one of us and the continued support of this community. So whether you're a parent who has a kid who's graduating, you're encouraging them to enroll in the university, an alumnus looking to support your continue support of your alma mater, a business owner looking to partner with the university, or simply just a proud resident of Victoria in our area, your involvement matters. We must continue to champion our university's mission. We must build strong partnerships, and we must support the university's students, its faculty, and its programs. So today, as part of this excitement in the unveiling of this new brand, let's also renew our commitment to supporting the university's growth right here at home. Let's help our university grow into all that it can be, not just for the students who will pass through its halls, for the families who build futures here, but also for the long-term prosperity of our community. A&M Victoria is a vital community asset. Dr. Glenn and I have repeated many times, what's good for the city is good for the university, and what's good for the university is good for the city. And we repeated that because it's true, and that still holds true. When our university succeeds, Victoria succeeds. So let's stand behind A&M Victoria, not just today, but each day going forward. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm James Hallmark. I'm the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, and it fell into my office to work this transition. And I'll tell you, echoing President Glenn's comments, that from the very first moment I stepped off the plane in January, through a Senate hearing where Senator Kolkhorst laid it out, through the House hearing that went through the day and well into the night before Representative Lauterbach was able to take it and lay it out, through the various transition meetings, through this morning. It has always been a welcoming, embracing, excited greeting that we've received upon arriving here in Victoria and throughout our work here. And I appreciate that, and I attribute that largely to the excitement of the community leaders, the support that President Glenn and his staff have played throughout this process. And so I certainly want to thank from the side of the fence that is working this from a different angle than you folks. I want to thank all of you for your work in that from that perspective. I've got a couple of folks I want to introduce from the A&M system before introducing the Chancellor. We have some individuals who came down with us this morning that I want to introduce. First of all, Vice Chancellor Chris Bryan, who is Vice Chancellor for Marketing and Communication. Chad Cockram, who's Assistant Vice Chancellor for Media. And he's working media stuff somewhere around here. And Michael, what's your last name, Michael? Michael, back here doing the photography. Certainly glad to have them join us today and to document this and to meet you and to engage with you as a community. I was surprised out in the foyer to find two of our facilities planning and construction individuals here who just happened to be here. They didn't even know there was a reception this morning or a program. But that's the kind of relationship we've had the last couple of months, is individuals from the A&M system being here to work specific components of it. And so I want to introduce also three individuals who have spent quite a bit of time here over the past 3 months. First of all, Dr. Jim Nelson, who is Associate Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, and Jill Woodall, who is Chief of Staff for Academic Affairs. Jim and Jill have been here 2 or 3 days of every week since April, working with the team here and engaging in this transition and supporting and making connections and making plans for future degree programs as they come about. And then the final person I'll introduce before the Chancellor is Brad Blair. Where are you at, Brad? There you go. Brad is, again, at the system offices in College Station. He is in charge of the change management process, where there's 19 work streams and who knows how many sub-work streams that are going through, taking care of all the careful details that are necessary. And he's been working with you, your teams, your leaders, just tirelessly throughout the last month, 6 weeks, 2 months maybe, on this particular project. And we're thankful that Brad could be here. So finally, my role is to introduce the Chancellor. And it's my pleasure to do so. And I'm afraid somewhere between the plane and here I've lost my glasses, so who knows which Chancellor I will introduce. You want to skip that? But we are delighted to have him. I think you know him because he's represented you before, and of course he's worked in the Comptroller's office for a number of years, and we're delighted to have him at the A&M system as the Chancellor. Please welcome Chancellor Glenn Hager.
Thank you, James. So I know, Michael doesn't mind if you didn't know his name because he just goes by Michael around, and everybody knows him around the system. But I wanted to save you because the last thing I needed is one of my vice chancellors coming up and say, our chancellor, what's his name? Who is he, huh? So I was like, let me get up here real quick before you get to the bio part. I am really excited to be here today. I am extremely excited that we're having this unveiling of the logos, the colors, and that this campus is moving in to the Texas A&M University system. I am extremely excited about that. I am only 17 days. Oh, thank you. I was getting a little concerned if you were excited too or not. So thank you for whoever saved the moment there and made sure, Representative Morris and I were visiting a few minutes ago, and when I was in the Senate, as we were traveling over, James had asked, I assume you've been here to Victoria a lot, and I said, oh, you have no idea how much I've been here. Looking across this room, and some of you that I've shaken hands with, it was making me remember back to the days when I was running for the Senate position for the honor and privilege of representing your community for so many years, and having those initial discussions, and just people that have not only been supportive, but people that we call friends, people that we know we can pick up the phone, call, and touch base with at any given moment to get a pulse of what's going on in the community. And that's one reason that I'm so excited about having this campus, this university in our system, because we have that relationship. We have that commitment of the community. As I was telling somebody the other day, that I'm honored and privileged to be serving in this role, in this capacity, because one of the things for me personally is that as my oldest daughter is 20 and a junior in college, as my youngest daughter is 17, a junior in high school, and my son is 17 and a junior in high school, and you go, wait, the math? Yes, they're twins. But the fact is we're at that point in our personal life where my personal investment, from a personal standpoint of my kids and their cousins, my nieces, my nephews, their friends, our family members, is of the generation that we are educating here at this campus, and that we are educating across our 12 university campuses across the state of Texas, almost 170,000 young minds that we are educating every single year. One of my goals in the first few days of being in this new role was to be on every single one of those 12 campuses. I'm on my 17th day in the job, and I'm happy to say the 12th university in the Texas A&M system, right here in Victoria, today, there is a reason that I saved to be on campus number 12 on this day. So, as we're doing the unveiling, the teams have worked very hard in partnership with the system, with you in the community, to come up with the logo, the look, have the heritage that we've had for this university being here since 1973 in some form and capacity, with the first 100 students that were educated here in the region, to moving forward to the years as Representative Morrison took the lead when she was chair of higher ed in the House, and I was that lowly junior senator that we worked to downward expand over all of the years of trying to get to this point. I was thinking of seeing my good friend Cliff Thomas, who's not only a fantastic member of the community, but as y'all all know, he was on the Board of Regents, and he was the chair for many years. For his work, and so many people that I could go around in this room and talk about who was working to get to the point to where we can have an impact in the lives of the students that are here in Victoria County and that are in the surrounding areas and other areas. So the logo is to retain part of that heritage. I will tell you, yes, give you a little hint. Texas A&M University Victoria is going to maintain the red. It's going to be the only campus, only university in the system that has red. I will say, I thought about the red today, and I thought, that'll be the next trip. So one step at a time. So I'm going to get there next trip. So do believe I will be in my bold, proud red on the next trip. But the fact is, we want to maintain that heritage, that touch to the community here in Victoria, not just the town, the city, but also to be bold, to show the connectivity to the students, to the athletic department, and the collaboration of everyone working together. One of the things when I was at our campus in East Texas A&M yesterday in Commerce, I talked about in a reception that the most important thing for me is the partnerships, the collaboration. It takes a collaboration of us at the system, of us here at the campus, and you in the community to make sure that we can impact the lives that we want to for this community, for this region, and for the great state of Texas. So I'm excited, if you can't tell. I hope you are excited. And now I'll turn it back over to the president Are we going to real quick and then we're going to ask everybody to come up and we're going to unveil? Now, I was told, and I imagine everybody else listened very well to those that are pulling off the veil, but to pull in the middle and pull delicately and pull down when we reveal. So we don't want any mishaps or turning over. And we got to get our mascot down here, do we not? All right, let's move to the unveil. We ready? Okay, wait. I know cameras are up, but is anybody else ready?
I want to thank the Chancellor for his kind remarks. He was an exceptional legislator. He's done great work in the Comptroller's office. We look forward to his leadership for the system. I want to say that there'll be a lot of things that are changing, like logos and other kinds of things here. A lot of changes are ahead of us. There are no fewer than 19 work groups right now that are working through all the processes that have to change. But there are going to be a couple of things that won't change. First of all, it's the people who are here. We have exceptional people, and I hope that the system recognizes what good people we have here, because they come to work every day to help students. The other thing that won't change will be our focus. A great university is all about meeting students wherever they are and then helping them get to wherever they need to be. That's something that UHV did for the last 50 years, and we look forward to being empowered to doing that more and in a broader array of areas so that we can do the system. The mayor's right. I've said often that this university cannot be a great university unless Victoria is a great community. And we're inextricably connected, and we have to do our part to make that happen. And I'm sure that you'll see that with the new leadership that'll be coming. Before you go, I do want to invite you, if you're still excited, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to vent that excitement, and that will be on September the 4th, when we will have Jag Fest in the De Leon Plaza from 6 to 9 p.m. This will be a celebration to mark the beginning of the fall semester, a new beginning for Texas A&M University Victoria. We hope you will come there. Thank you for coming today. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.